Good evening, Hawks fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Atlanta Sports District. I'm your host, Russell Spence, coming to you directly after a 140 to 129 valiant loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Quite honestly, I'm going to talk about this game a kind of short amount tonight because we fought hard, but there was no shot of this team winning this game, especially the way that we ended up playing. The offense was fantastic for us because we leaned offense. We put out a ton of very small lineups that could shoot, and it worked. If you looked at our team stats from today's game, we shot 25 of 54 from the three-point line, which is 46%. Very good from deep tonight, and it still did not matter because the defense was equally as bad. The defense has been horrible. Amazingly, the defense was so bad, and Trey didn't play. And to me, that is interesting because if you look online right now, all the discourse about how bad the defense is because Trey's back. And that's not the case. And we'll get into what the actual problem is here in a couple of minutes. I'm going to go quickly. Again, like I said, we're going to try to make this game a little bit shorter, and then I'm going to talk about some overall things that are happening that I really dislike. So, firstly, let's talk about the players. Tonight, Keaton Wallace played 12 minutes. He had 9 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. He had 2 assists. When he is playing well and making the correct reads and shooting the ball when he needs to shoot them, he is playing very well. Again, I don't like him playing when everyone's healthy, but right now we didn't have Trey or Jalen in tonight's game, and so Keaton was not going to be not playing tonight, and I thought he played very well in his limited minutes. Mo Gay played 10 minutes. 10 minutes. In those minutes, Mo Gay was +2. He didn't score. He was 0 of 1 from the field. He had no three-point attempts either. He had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So other than scoring, he filled the box score quite well in 10 minutes. Again, was +2. Asa Newell played 20 minutes. He had 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and 5 fouls. End of the game +9. He played very well offensively and really horribly defensively. That's becoming a theme. And lastly, off the bench, Luke Kennard played 31 minutes. He had 12 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and finished the game +10. Finally, Luke Kennard shot the ball. And when he did, it went in. And he was very helpful in his minutes because he shot the ball some at all. We just need you to shoot the ball some, Luke. Thank you for doing that tonight. You played very well. Moving to his starters, start with Zach. He played 23 minutes. He had 12 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 4 of 8 from 3, and had 4 rebounds. He did have 2 turnovers and finished the game -27. You're going to see a pretty common theme. The starters got stomped tonight because, again, missing your 2 best players, probably going to get stomped on your starter lineups. Overall, I honestly thought Zach played pretty well. Defense was very, very good, and the offense was fine. Again, he kind of depends on good passers to get him the ball. And so, and that's not a bad thing. He's a 3-and-D player. That's kind of his job, is to not try to create his own shot, to play defense and to shoot 3-pointers and to cut and to do things off ball. And so I thought he played very well. Again, the starters just played against one of the best teams in basketball, and they got killed. Then next we'll move to Vít Krejci. Vít played 34 minutes. He had 18 points on 7 of 14 shooting, 4 of 10 from 3. He had a rebound, 2 assists, and a turnover. He finished the game -17. Vít continues to be extremely aggressive from 3. I really like it. I would continue to ask him to be that aggressive from 3. The defense is still really bad. I feel like a broken record about some of these things because players aren't going to change. But quite honestly, Veet's playing well enough that he's making up for the defensive woes that he has at times. Other players I cannot say that about. But Veet is playing quite well. Next, we'll move to Dyson Daniels. He played 35 minutes. He had 13 points on 6 of 13 shooting. He had 6 rebounds and 7 assists with 4 turnovers, and ended the game minus 20. Defensively, very, very good. Offensively, quite rough. Lots of turnovers, didn't shoot the ball well. It was another Dyson Daniels game. Defense was great, offense maybe not. Next, we'll talk about Onyeka Okongwu. He played 35 minutes. He had 26 points on 8 of 16 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 turnovers. Very high usage rate for Onyeka today, and I liked what I saw, but not going to be sustainable because we have other initiators, and so him being kind of our hub tonight, I don't like that more than I like Trey being the initiator or Jalen being the initiator. He ended the game minus 18. But overall, I mean, he attacked Chet in the way that you have to attack Chet, using physicality because he's so thin. And it worked very well. I did like seeing that. And it does give you some hope that maybe if we did have some of the things that I'm going to talk about later fixed, that we would be able to beat this team because we have the physicality advantage at the center position against this team. And lastly, we'll talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He played 40 minutes. He had 30 points on 11 of 24 shooting, 6 of 14 from 3. He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and only 1 turnover. Very nice game from him, and ended up minus 2. So he's the only one of the starters who didn't get destroyed. He played very, very well, both ends of the floor, shot the ball super well, played great defense. He finished the game with 2 steals and a block. I mean, he was everywhere. He played very, very well. And again, he is a lot of what we're doing well is the stuff that Noah is doing well. He's helping us do. But we're not able to make up for the problems that are occurring when certain players are off the floor. And so that's going to bring me to my next point of discussion, because I would like to talk about this because I think it's extraordinarily important for us to put some actual numbers behind what I've been saying for the entire year. So we have a pretty large sample size going right now. This is game 34. That's a pretty hefty sample size so far, and you can draw real conclusions from 34 games. So I'm going to start with Mo Gay. In games where Mo Gay has played 17 minutes or less, the Atlanta Hawks are 8-13 this season. In games where he's played 18 minutes or more, so 17 minutes or less, he was 8-13. 18 minutes or more, we're 7-6. I don't know about other Hawks fans, but I greatly like the number 7-6 more than I do 8-13. I think that shows something very pivotal about what's going on right now. Next, I'd like to talk about Zachary Richase. In games where Zach plays 25 minutes or more, the Hawks are 7-5. In games where he plays 24 minutes or less, the Hawks are 8-14. So those two players, when you actually look at it, again, when Mo plays a considerable amount, we're 7-6, and when Zach plays a considerable amount, we're 7-5. That is a total of 14-11. And in games where Mo Gay plays 17 minutes or less, we're 8-13. When Zach plays 24 minutes or less, we're 8-14. That's a total of 16-27. That's the trajectory that we're on playing those players, that the minutes allotment that we are playing them. They need to play more. It plays out on the court. It plays out in the numbers. It plays out in the record. Everyone knows they need to play more, except for our coaching staff. Those numbers are unacceptable. You can't see those numbers that are proving these players need to play more. and not do it and not get fired. We are reaching a point where we literally cannot come back from it. This is going to get very bad, very fast, if we don't make changes. We have to make changes to our rotation and changes to the way we're thinking about who plays when. Because when these players play too little, we can't get stops. And I know you're probably sitting here listening to this and you go, Russell, you're just cherry picking certain numbers, because they play around those kind of numbers very often. Like they might just play 2 minutes less than that number, or they might just play 2 minutes more than that number, or whatever the case may be. Well, let's say you took that 4-minute range. Sometimes Mo might play 20 minutes and the next night might play 16. Well, in that 4 minutes that Mo wasn't on the court, the defense collapses. And that 4 minutes is the span of time we lose the basketball game in. It happens all the time, over and over and over. Every game we lose, there's a small stretch of time where we are losing heavily in that time. And it would be really wonderful to have one of our better, probably our second best defensive player on the floor. Same thing with Zachary Reese. He's probably our third best defensive player, or fourth, according to how you feel about him and Naw. I really like the length, but also Naw has a lot of skill. I don't really know what to pick between those two players, but in general, either your third or fourth best defender on the floor. If you have a 4-minute gap where he's not on the floor where he could be, a 4-minute stretch of time where he could be playing and helping the defense, those 4 minutes is where we lose the game. That's the problem, is that continually and continually and continually and continually, we have these games where we have stretches of time. Tonight, there was a few different times where they would run off, 10, 15 points, just like bang, 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 because we played a non-defensive lineup. You can't think well about putting some of the lineups we put out there. I mean, there were times tonight where Zach was on the floor, but he was playing the 4. And we've got like Keaton, Luke, Veet, and Zach all on the floor at the same, and then Asa was playing center. And you're going, not a single player, because Zach playing the 4, he's not a very good defender at the 4. He's a great defender at the 3 or the 2, but he's not a big enough guy to play the 4. So now all 5 guys are bad defenders, and who would have thunk it? We have 15 straight points get rattled off by the other team, and all of a sudden we're fighting and clawing and trying to get back in the game, and we can't. That's every single game. I've got one more set of record stats to talk about, and that's about Asa Newell. In games where Asa Newell plays 10 minutes or less, basically if he only gets in garbage time or very seldomly in the rotation, we're 12-10 in games where he does not play much. In games where he plays 11 minutes or more, we are 3-9. So when people come to me, the comments or send me messages or things like that, and they say that Asa needs to play, and that I'm being too hard on Asa, and that he's so good on offense, and all these things that I hear from Hawks fans. 3-9 when he plays 11 minutes or more. Not even playing a significant role in the rotation, just 11 minutes or more. We're 3-9. His defense is putrid. And I'm not saying I don't believe in him, in his future, and what he could be. I'm saying that today, going into 2026, Asa Newell, right here at the turn of the year, is not ready to be an NBA player. I think he will be, but right now, he needs to play in the G League. He needs to learn the defensive scheme we run in the G League. He is not ready. And that is why we are losing games. If you look, go back to when this kind of stretch of poor play started and wonder if it coincided with a certain young man who played at the University of Georgia and played his high school ball at Mount Verde Academy in Florida, started playing actual rotation minutes. I've said it, and I've said it, and I've said it in these podcasts. But at the end of the day, teams that are serious about winning do not play rookies because rookies are bad. So if we're going to be serious about winning, and we're going to actually go all in like we did this year, you can't play him. He's not ready at all. I don't know what else to say. He has to play in the G League and not play with our big club. Moving forward for the team, hopefully they look at some of these numbers and they recognize that we have a huge discrepancy for who needs to play and who is playing. As I said, moving forward on Wednesday at 3 p.m., very odd kind of matinee style game, we'll play the Timberwolves. That is not going to be an easy game, and I am concerned that it will be another loss in this long stretch of games that are going to be very difficult. I am really hoping that our team looks at these changes that we've had to the rotation that have been negative. Again, I'm going to repeat these numbers just so everybody hears them. In games where Moge plays 17 minutes or less, we're 8-13. When Moge plays 18 minutes or more, we're 7-6. When Zach plays 24 minutes or less, we're 8-14. When he plays 25 minutes or more, we're 7-5. And when Asa plays 10 minutes or less, we are 12-10. And when he plays 11 minutes or more, we are 3-9. All of that adds up to us being 15-19 because too many times we're playing players who should be playing too little minutes and playing players who shouldn't be playing too many minutes. That being said, let me know what you think about all the things I've said today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Hit me up in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Tell a friend about the podcast if you enjoy what I have to say, or if you thought these numbers were interesting, you thought it was something that a Hawks fan in your life might need to hear. Send them the podcast. Let them know. At the end of the day, just trying to build a nice little community of people who really love the Hawks here, and I think we're well on our way to doing that. And like I've always said, above everything else, I hope you have a great day.